All right, everybody, welcome back to the Real Ride, where we talk about different topics, different experiences, different things. I have a very special guest on the show today. We have Davon Washington on the show. Before he came on, like I said, I spoke to you all about why it is important that we are aware of our Second Amendment rights. So I definitely wanted to get Davon on the show and just get you all to get familiar with him, who he is, and what it is that he can do for you. So, Davon, my brother, could you just tell us about yourself, who you are, what you do, and the things that you could do for those who may not understand what their Second Amendment rights are?
All right, once you say my name, Davon Washington. I'm the owner of Washington's Direct Firearm Training Corporation. I've been an instructor for going on 2 years now. All right, I've been doing armed security for 12. Sorry, I've been doing security for 12, all for 8.
That's pretty much it. Definitely your experience as a armed officer, because you definitely want to make sure you're getting the training from somebody who can pretty much qualify to give you that experience as a armed individual. Someone who's going to potentially pursue getting their gun license or permit. So
Right.
I wanted to know, why is it important to have a license or a gun permit in the first place? Because you have some people who have just their different reasons of not wanting to do it, but of course you have some people who are like, I want to do it, but they just don't know how to go about doing it.
Well, that's the key thing. A lot of people want to do it, and then they be like, well, I don't know how to, or when you start talking finance,
Right.
and then that'd be another way of people would be falling back from it. But I always recommend people, if your record clean and you don't have nothing on your background, I'll always suggest get it. For one, is to protect yourself, your family, and your home. So I always
Absolutely.
recommend this. If you can do it, do it.
Absolutely.
It will help out in the long run.
Absolutely. So you definitely said if you have a clean record. So I'm pretty sure if you have people who encounter and they'll ask you about it, but they have a felony charge or a misdemeanor. Could you kind of go into detail about that and how that would work? If that was
So
somebody who was experiencing that.
it depends if you got convicted or if what they call PBJ, with probation before judgment, or some states stack like a year stack. So if you don't get in trouble within a year or 2 years, it's eligible to get erased from your record. All right. However, if it's like PBJ and there's no probation and it's not okay, they probably say, hey, you got the 6 months to go ahead and get it, expunged, or when it's eligible to get expunged. You can get it expunged, and then you can go ahead and take, once you get the receipt on it and they go through in this process, and they send you a letter and say, hey, this has been permanently removed off the record, and you can go ahead and proceed to take the class to get your HQL, or even if you want to do the weigh and carry.
So, what are like some of the laws though when carrying or just leaving your permitted weapon at home? Because some people are different. Some people think that you can actually carry your weapon with you at all times. And it's like we not a state like Texas. And some
Yes.
people have the full understanding that you have to keep your weapon in the house. But are there any other laws that people should be aware of when it comes to a permitted weapon?
Well, unfortunately, in the state of Maryland, they don't have concealed CCW. Like, it's not like a Florida, Mississippi, Texas. It's not like that. So they are real strict when it comes to actually getting the weigh and carry. A lot of times dealing with weigh and carry, we've had to be sponsored by a security agency, or however, work for any type of agency, like a private investigative agency, or deal with any type of money that's overseas. 5,000. Having a business. Let me rephrase that. Have a business that accumulate over $5,000 a month to obtain. Then it got to be cash on carry that you can attain. Now that's, you're protecting yourself and your assets.
Exactly.
So they will grant you that. However, if none of that applies, basically how you get away and carry, you have to be any type of law enforcement, security company, work with a security company, go under a security company, have them sponsor you. All right, HQL is a handgun qualification license that basically permits you to buy a legal firearm in the state of Maryland, transport it back and forth to the gun range, And also it helps you rent guns. If you don't own a weapon, you can go to the gun range, show that card, and they will let you rent one of theirs to go ahead and shoot.
Got it.
But it's definitely, I will always tell people, if you're not looking to get the wear card, do the HQL, because the HQL will help you out way better.
So I know that for me, just experiencing with a lot of different people, and including for myself at one point, there's this fear of even owning a gun or having a gun in your possession. And you may have different reasons. You may have, children in the house. You may have, whatever reason it may be that you have this fear of a gun. So what are some ways that we could kind of, get people to, kind of realize that these fears can be controlled, in the sense that there are things out there that you can do to prevent the things that you're fearing, such as like your children playing with the gun. So, you have like gun safety boxes for that. So, what are the different methods that we could kind of let people know?
We'll touch on the fear part. I'm going to touch on that first. If you're afraid of weapons or any firearm, I would recommend doing your research or get a licensed instructor to take you step by step, be hands-on with you, show you the mechanism of breaking down the whole scenario of carrying the firearm, shooting properly, handling the firearm, aiming firearm, shooting the firearm, et cetera, et cetera. Once you get comfortable, then I would say, hey, go ahead and take the HQL class, because I know you're ready now. Mm-hmm. So you don't got to kick out that money first. I will tell people, man, call the instructor, say, hey, I'm not ready for the HQL right now, but can you train me on shooting first? That way, if I don't like it, I can back off. I won't waste my money. And if that don't work, if it works, then you'll be like, okay, well, cool. I'm going to take that class because now I'm comfortable. That's one. So if you say about that, just go ahead and get an instructor and get that taken care of. And then I'm pretty sure whatever instructor you will get, they should break everything down. And you after that sessions, even if you had to have 1 or 2, maybe even 3 sessions with that instructor, wait till you feel comfortable enough to go ahead and say, all right, I can handle it on my own, because practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
All right. As far as having it around your kids or in the house, it's different scenarios and different outlets you have to make it, safe. You guys, like what you said earlier, lockbox, having it stored somewhere the kids won't know. Don't show the gun to the kids. Don't let the kids know it's a weapon in the house. A safe. Have places you can hide where your kids can't go. The way you're like, all right, I know it's safe there. And once again, the main rule is this: if they're not mature enough to know about the gun and be around guns, do not let them know that gun is in the house.
Absolutely, man.
That will prevent all the especially right now during this pandemic, the shooting rate, the accidental shooting rate went up higher now, because kids are in the house 24/7 now, because they put the homeschooling. Well, it's in summertime now, but the homeschooling, et cetera, the rate went up now. So I would always recommend, if they're not old enough to know about it, don't tell them about it. If they're not mature enough to know about it, don't tell them about it. Keep it to yourself or all the adults in the house. Then when it's time for them to know, you let them know.
Absolutely.
And however, if they old enough, you don't have. It's not an age limit as far as taking your kids to the range. If they 12, they 13, they 10. If they meet the height requirement to get to shoot, train them.
Yeah.
Have a sit down talk with them. Have a talk with them. Say, this is a very dangerous thing. Only use this when my life, your life is in danger.
Right.
I mean, when anyone try to break in there, cause harm to anybody in this family, you reach to that. If I can't get it, hey, you go and get it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And make sure you practice with them. If you're not sure about your training, once again, call an instructor. I know I do that a lot. I train the parents. It's more with females. I would train females when they have a daughter or they have a son and they meet that height requirement. I would sit there and I would train both of them, and I would break everything down to them, and I would be extra careful with the kid, and
right.
I would go real in depth with it when it comes with the kid, because I need them to know how serious and dangerous this could be if you make one wrong move.
Right. And going back to what you said about the comfortability of it, it's like that analogy that I think about, that I always ponders on my mind. It's like, if you can learn how to get comfortable with driving a car, and just knowing how dangerous that is. And every day, at any point, you can get in an accident. At any point, you can take someone's life, someone could take your life, but yet we make it a part of our daily lives to do it because it gets us from point A to point B quickly. So it's one of them things where it's like if you are allowing your children to learn that at the age of 15, 16, 17, and then here you are doing it as an adult and you have that 20, 30-year experience of doing it, it's something that you can apply to other things in your life, and using your right, exercising your right to protect
Good
yourself.
job done.
Yeah, protect yourself and just protect your household. You have that right, so you shouldn't allow that fear to stop you in doing so, because that's what it's for. It's there for you to be protected. And I definitely just wanted to touch base with you. I wasn't gonna hold you up because busy man. Everybody, this brother's a busy man. Like I appreciate him for taking the time out of his day. Like he is really like making a way and just helping people, to understand the importance of having that right and using your right to protect your house. And he works with people. He takes them to the gun range. Like he is full on, working with individuals to make sure that they are doing it in a safe way. They're making sure that they're doing it, in the proper way and still within the laws. So, I didn't want to, hold you up, but is there anything else you wanted to say to the people before we, come off? Or I do want to make sure we get all your information and how we could contact you as well, because, if you're going to the gun range, I know people are definitely going to want to do that, and just you giving that opportunity for people to like, hey, we could go to the gun range first before we take the classes, with you as the instructor. I want to make sure they can contact you. And
First thing first, I want to say this though, because a lot of people don't understand how expensive gun ranges can be.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If I quote you a price, that's because I know what I offer, what I have to offer, and I know the knowledge you're going to learn when you leave that gun range. All right. You know as much as I do. You got ammo costing $36, $37 a box.
Exactly.
50 rounds. You got $15 for half an hour. And also, of course, whatever I charge. So I try to work with people, and I'm not trying to get rich off it. I'm trying to just train people and let people know, hey, this is something that you need to do, keep it going. However, HQL, when you do your HQL class, keep aware that Maryland State Police always have an application fee for themselves. So that money is not coming to me. So when I say 150, that 150 is my price. Then you have to come up with an extra $50 for Maryland State Police application fee. And you have to come up with $50 or $60 to get your background, your fingerprints.
Okay. Yeah. So the difference between the 50 and 60, just so people can know, like if
it depends on where you go.
Okay.
It depends on where you go. So I always tell people when I have my students, I say, hey, go to this place. I know they only charge $52.
Right.
Versus you going somewhere else and they make it $63, $65. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's $8, $9 you saving, I'm gonna throw it at you so you can save.
Got it. Right.
So
right.
I want to make that be clear. But reach me at 443-630-3752. That's my cell number. On Instagram, it's Washington_direct_firearm training. And on Facebook, it's Davon Washington.
All right.
Inbox me. Feel free to inbox me, text me, call me, whatever. I'll be there. I will answer.
Absolutely, man. So I appreciate you once again for coming on and just, encouraging everyone to take that on and just making them understand the importance of it and why they should do it. And just, if you have someone here who's training you, and just, I hope you all listen to them and really take this on. And y'all heard it here first. Davon Washington, man. Y'all definitely make sure y'all check him out. I'll provide all the information and details below. Thank you once again for tuning into The Real Ride. The Real Ride, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed.